but a golden coin that many of you have seen because I've shown you, and it says Memento Mori on it. I love Stoicism. I got big into Stoicism during lockdown. This kind of philosophy of the art of living and personal responsibility, humility, virtue. And Memento Mori sounds quite morbid, but it means you're going to die. And I love that. I love that. But in actual fact, when you start looking into it deeper and deeper, it actually translates to know death is to know life. Because all these people are saying, I don't have time. I'm in a job that I hate, but I'll work until I get the pension when I'm sick. That was me at one point. I hate this job, but I'll retire at 65 with a pension, and then I'll be happy. And then I'll maybe start to be able to do things, and then I'll maybe feel free. Or in relationships that they're not happy, but to stay there. We think, I'll do it then, I'll do it when I'm 40, I'll do it when I'm 50, I'm doing it when I'm 60. So I'm not in great health, I'll wait till you get sick. Oh, I can't leave the house, I'll wait till I can. But I think that one single phrase, to know death is to know life, has been an absolute game changer for me. And in all your tables, there's a little poker chip. I want you just to pick up the poker chip for me. And just hold on to it. You don't need to hold it up or anything, but just hold on to your little poker chip. So I remember reading a book a couple of years ago called Time Management for Mortals. And it asks you at the start of the book, how many weeks are in the average life? And I, again, not the brightest, I thought hundreds of thousands. There's 4,000 weeks in the average life. So if we look at the average life expectancy in the UK and Ireland, it's 80 years of age. 80 years is 4,000 weeks. Now, that was a massive eye-opener for me. Coming to that age where if, and this is the big thing, we're not guaranteed for those weeks to happen, but half are maybe spent already. And I then decided, once I read that book, I'm going to do something differently. I am going to see life like a game. And if there's 4,000 weeks, I'm going to make sure that each week I put that chip down and play it on my terms as best as possible. And it's something I've done since, and I want you to take that little poker chip away with you and hopefully do the same. Now, of course, love goal setting, but I think sometimes goal setting, it's a double-edged sword, and it turns into a to-do list. And you want to do all these things in a day, and if you don't get them done because life happens, you feel guilty and you do your own head in. With a week, there's a bit of flexibility. But I sit on a Sunday night, the questions I ask myself are in your workbook. There's 5 questions I ask myself. And I always finish off with, did I spend my coin well this week? That's it. How did I spend my week this week? And again, when people are consumed by fear a lot of the time, they say, I'm not going to spend it. I'm actually too nervous to even spend the coin. What we don't realize is that Father Time is under the table anyway, taking the coin on a Sunday when it's due. Whether you like it or not, that little poker chip is being taken off you every Sunday, and that's another week gone that you never get back. And at the front page of my journal where I do this, I have a couple of lines, and I'm going to read them out to you. Time is free, but it is priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once you have lost it, you can never get it back. And the thing with, we have to realize that. We have to realize that we can't go through our whole life saying, I'll be happy when, or then, or next year, or do this. Because time is finite. And we think we have this big collection of poker chips beside us, but we don't. And that's the scary part. We can't even see how many's left. We only see one. We only see the one that we kind of go into the week to each week. We can't see if we're going to live to 70 or 80 or 90 or whatever it may be. And of course, we can live healthier to try and improve that. But really, we can only see the poker chip each week. And for me, that has been a game changer in terms of the reason I'm so passionate about this is because a couple of years ago, I would never, ever have had the confidence to stand on stage, paralyzed by imposter syndrome, told people I didn't have time. But we have to, the way out is through. The way out is absolutely through. We tell ourselves these stories. And we can kind of look at the cognitive function and the emotional, but we do tell ourselves these stories, these belief systems. Annette last year said her inner critic's called Geraldine, and she's forever chirping away. But when I find myself kind of saying, I can't do that, and I shouldn't be there, and I don't deserve that, I start to tell myself another story. And I think the most powerful weapon any of us have is the pen. We all have the ability to write our next chapter, to write our next script. And some things I even do if I'm feeling God, like this week, so many moving parts behind the scenes to get today's event done. And you doubt yourself, can it happen? Is it going to happen? And the story start churning in the hamster wheel of the mind. And I always think, okay, I'm telling myself these stories, I'm going to tell myself another one. And we were on a family holiday last year, the year before, in Fulcara, in the Gaeltacht in Donegal. And we went up to a place, the Bridge of Tears. The Bridge of Tears is in the middle of nowhere, an old bridge, where the people of that area during the famine, usually the first son, who would have been me and my family, they walked to the bridge and the family had a living wake for the son. Because when he crossed to the other side of the bridge, he then had to walk from Fulcara in Donegal to the River Foyle in Derry, where he got on a boat and sail for Liverpool or Glasgow or London or Canada or America, never to be seen again. And I kind of think, our ancestors in this small island, they have been through so much to sacrifice for us in 2024. Am I going to do my own head in about getting on stage and strive for perfection because they didn't have merriments on the table instead of, no, wise up, Kieran. So sometimes stories can go in your favor too. It's just about catching it and having this awareness of how's my thought process going, and likewise, how's my emotional process going. But please, if there's anything that you take away from today, it's to never say that line, I don't have time, because I promise you, it is all you have.